Hey everybody, I'm back with my review of episode 2 of season 34 of The Ultimate Fighter. And this episode starts off kind of picking up a bit where we left off. Cormier kind of going over his reasonings why he picked who he picked. We get a little bit of bumping heads with him and a member of his coaching staff who really wanted those two guys who got into the scrap fighting, especially with the other guy on Bisping's team having a cut over his eye, feeling that would create the opportunity for an easy win. But this is played up a little bit for drama, but it ultimately doesn't really go anywhere. We then cut over to the Tough Enough. I don't know if it's just me being a wrestling fan. I constantly want to call the Ultimate Fighter Tough Enough. I think because people abbreviate it to TUF. But we get over to the Ultimate Fighter house as everybody's just kind of decompressing from the first fight. And I definitely prefer this kind of moment as opposed to, a lot of the more traditional reality show stuff. Where it's just kind of these quiet moments between training and fighting where these people are just kind of existing and like, going over their fight and, just kind of decompressing from it. And, I definitely prefer those moments too when they do try and like drum up some traditional reality show style drama. We spent some time getting to know Marlon Jones. And this is where we get our first kind of traditional reality show kind of sob story. And, we just kind of go through that story. We do get some good information out of there as far as him as a fighter. We know that he's now currently 5-0 professionally. So that piques some curiosity as to how he's going to look in the ring. We jump back to the house for some more traditional reality show drama, as it appears some of the men have been leaving messes, especially in the kitchen, and we get some bits there about some of the frustration around that. We then jump over to Marlon's opponent, Christian Strong, and we get a second reality show style sob story. Look, not trying to talk down anybody's struggles by any means, but especially in competition reality shows, the sob story is essentially at this point a staple. And to me, it just kind of played out like in competition reality shows. I'm there for the competition, no matter what the competition is that I'm watching, whether that is art, design, drag, RuPaul's Drag Race or whatever it is. I'm there for the competition. I'm there for all the work that goes into whatever it is that they're competing. I don't need to hear a big long sob story, and that may just be me. That may just be my own personal preference, but it's just something that, for me, it always just kind of takes me out of it. Because I do want to get back to the meat and potatoes of it, the training, especially with Ultimate Fighter. I want to get back into the training, the actual like meat and potatoes of trying to win this competition. But, again, we start getting actual information about the fighter. He's got a nice record, 9-1 professionally. He is local, so, can't help but root for the local boy. So then we get to the fight. There's a decent start to the match, but it does just kind of, turn into basically, a lot of just kind of wrestling. It's a lot of holding, a lot of holds in the first round. And it's very clear in this fight that Marlon just cannot defend against the takedowns. Like, Christian just keeps taking him down. And ultimately ends up getting the win and advances. But definitely the women in the first episode had the much more exciting fight. And Dana even calls it out in the episode that, it's like, yeah, you can win this way, but it doesn't make for a very fun fight. And that's very true. The fight was kind of a slog because it is just takedown holding, not even really getting into like any real submissions. It just kind of wash, rinse, repeat. So at this point, with this win, Team Cormier is up 2. And we get Bisping's first fight picks, which is going to be Gigi Canuto from his team and Anita Karim from Cormier's. And then that's the end of the episode. We're settling into more of a traditional reality show groove here with bits of reality show drama and sob stories and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that fight was definitely more of a snooze fest. But overall, still very curious to see where the season goes and who ends up the winner at the end. Again, let me know if you watch, what you thought of the fight so far, and we'll see you at the next episode.